All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. It's been a minute since we've been in the recording seat, but I'm happy to be here. Today's episode is part 3 of our coffee shop talk series. I love this series. It's a chance to sit down, talk about what we love. That's coffee. We've been to a lot of shops, I think, since the last episode, but we're not going to cover all of the shops we've been to, just a handful of some of the more recent ones that we've been to, kind of one where they're located, what we enjoyed about them as far as like the vibes are, and how the coffee was, at least to the best of our ability from what we can remember.
Yeah, so it's been maybe 3 months.
Yeah, so this episode has been a long time coming. We just haven't had the opportunity to sit down and talk about some of the new shops that we've been to. It's just been a really busy semester, especially because of midterms and everything that's been happening with that. It's been very hectic, but we've both been killing it. So very happy to say that, because I could not say that the past couple of years of my college experience. So to see where I'm at now, I'm incredibly proud of myself. But yeah, I don't know. How are you feeling?
Good. But yeah, I'm really proud of you too. I think it's crazy. Our first semester, I was a little worried for you. Mm-hmm. A little bit. And then you're like, no, I'm fine. I got all C's. And I was like, well, he passed. I don't know.
I get all C's. Chill.
Okay. I'm sorry. It was a majority.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember you telling me you had a lot of C's.
Yeah, I did.
But
it was very, very tough.
No, yeah, I definitely feel like you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We were in quarantine, that's probably what played a part in it.
Yeah.
But you seem happier with school now. Before, I know you still aren't about all the assignments because it's a lot of work, but you still get them done. Before, it was like, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing it.
And I wouldn't.
Yes. And so I was like, damn, okay. But you were still doing good and you got all the content.
Yeah.
Now it's just, you're actually interested in applying yourself.
Yeah. And see, I think that's the key difference, is my interest in what it is that I'm learning. I'm really enjoying my classes, and it also helps too, the structure that they're set up. I got so incredibly lucky with how my classes are functioning at the moment and the way that their assignments are laid out. Like, everything for all my classes are due at different times. And sometimes I have a month to do an entire module. Of course, that module has 10 large assignments within it, but it's a whole month for me to do it. It's so much less stress than a week to week having to do something. And all 4 classes being like that was very stressful, because that means every week I had to get something done. The way that my classes are structured at the moment, it's more so every week I'm only focusing on one class, right? Or at the beginning of the week, I'm focusing on one class, and then the latter half of the week, I'm only focusing on another class. So I'm never doing really all 4 classes in one week or in one sitting. In one day, I'll only focus on a class. So when I go with you to your school or whatever, I'm only ever working on one class's assignments, and then working on other stuff if I happen to have time. One, because it takes me that long, but another because it's a lot less stressful for myself. And another thing that I've really enjoyed doing is us going to coffee shops and studying, more specifically one, which we're not going to talk about, but I will mention them right now. We've posted about them on our Instagram. I hope y'all have been loving those coffee posts. But Merit Coffee, shout out to them, man. We've been going to their coffee shop here on Broadway Street in San Antonio, Texas, and it's killer. We love the vibes, and we just love the setup overall inside, especially when we've gone late at night. The table, there's this one table in the back, it's coming out the wall, and I love that table because it's so personal and it's just us, and
it's so big too.
Yeah, and there's an outlet.
Exactly.
So
yes, we have all in one, and I also I think it's a little bar setting, right? Yeah. I like that one too. I don't remember if they have an outlet or not. I didn't see one.
The one that's the bar that also has an outlet. The one that doesn't have an outlet is the one in the back, and then the individual tables in the middle of the shop.
Yeah, and I know I really like studying there only because when we've gone and it's busy and we have like the tiniest table, I'm still having a nice time.
Yeah.
But in other places that I don't really enjoy and it's a tiny table, I'm like, we gotta go. I can't. This is not it.
No, it's my favorite place to study at. Like, and to get coffee. I love their coffee. I think they're like top 3. I think they're arguably number 2 or number 3. It switches. It depends. Number 1 and number 2, it's, you know, it's up there. But, you know, we're not talking about them. Just wanted to briefly mention them. We can get into the 5 places. Are you ready to get into those 5 places?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. I was just, you know, talking.
Yeah, so the coffee shops that we're going to talk about, we're going to go in order of the furthest away from us, which we're based here in San Antonio. So the furthest away from us all the way to the closest, which are the 2 shops in San Antonio. But we have 2 shops at the coast, a shop in Austin, and then 2 shops here in San Antonio that we're going to be talking about. Of course, in the show notes, I will be putting the names of the coffee shops as well as their locations. That way you can check them out on your maps. And if you happen to be in the area, definitely go hit them up, because all of these places that we're going to be talking about are excellent all in their own ways. But without further ado, we can go ahead and get started with the first place, that being Main Street Coffee. We went there in August because we went on a beach trip with my family, and on the day that we were coming back, we stopped at Main Street Coffee. And I don't know, do you want to touch a little bit on like the vibes, the initial vibes, if you can remember?
Okay, well, first I want to talk about the day before.
Oh,
because
you're right.
The day before, Julian's parents actually got us the coffee, but we weren't able to like go and like to the shop. So his parents went, I think his grandma went too, and they picked up the coffee, brought it back to the little Airbnb that we were staying at, which was very cute, by the way.
Yes.
And then we liked it so much, and Julian's mom was saying like it was so cute in there. So we went, and pulling up, right? We pull up. Yeah. There's this white sign, and I can't. You have that as like your Netflix picture, and it's so funny.
Oh, the capybara.
Yeah.
Shout out to my coworker Andre. He loves capybaras.
But yeah, okay. Driving up, right? The grass is very green. They have this white sign that says Main Street Coffee, and if I remember correctly, the letters are in green. And I saw that, and I was like, wow, that's so nice. And then we walk up, and on the outside, it already looks like a house. And I love things that aren't meant to be houses, but look like houses.
Yeah. There's the sign right there.
Yes.
Main
and
Street
then,
Coffee.
Yeah, so then we walked in, and, oh yeah, I can't remember exactly. Okay, I remember, I can picture it now. So like on the left was the seating, and everything had like books. The chairs were kind of different. And so I like that. We ordered the coffee, and I remember like the coffee bar where they actually make it. It looks so authentic. And the lights that were hanging were super nice. It was a vibe. They were kind of dim, but not too dim where it was like really dark in there. I don't really like that. But theirs was like the perfect lighting. The person taking our coffee was also very nice. And like,
she was very nice.
Yeah. And so it was just a good experience overall. Julian went to the restroom, and I sat down on one of the chairs, and they were also very comfy.
Yeah, that's another thing too. The restroom was nice. And because it was more like a house rather than like a business building, the restroom felt very homey. And they had like this like very, I don't know how to say, like if you've ever gotten a massage or like you've watched those like sensual videos and it's like that sensual music, like that was playing in the restroom. And I was like, oh my goodness, I was getting like relaxed while like, you know, doing my thing. And it was very comforting and nice, and I felt comfortable like going to the restroom, you know. And it was a very clean restroom, and I appreciate when places have clean restrooms.
As do I did not see the restroom, but I remember you came back and you were like, the restroom was so nice.
It was nice. I fucked with it. I really did. And the coffee place, like some points that you touched on, like it, when you initially walked in, like it was very much darker than it was from outside, like during the day, but it wasn't too dim, but it was dim enough that it was easy on the eyes. and it definitely seemed like a very chill place to do some homework. So definitely, if we ever happen to be in the area and we have some shit to do, I feel like we should go back and, chill out there for a couple hours, get some coffee.
No, it was super nice. And I think they had a mirror.
They did. Like, I think I have all these places saved in my Google.
Yeah, and so it made it look really big. So, like, the place itself was a really good size. But then they had the mirror, and it made it feel a lot more open.
Yeah, it was like a big mirror wall.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like the lights, you're right, it made it look crazy open, and the lights were reflecting on the mirror, and it looked like infinite. I was like, yo, this room is huge. I'm like, oh wait, no, that's a mirror. But it was really nice in there, and it was very unique seating, like you said. Like there wasn't like a same chair. Like all the chairs were different, but it looked nice. Like it felt it wasn't quite rustic, but it was like
it was very authentic.
Vintage.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds cliche, but like that's really what it was. It's not like you walked in and it was just like typical chairs and tables. It was.
You felt like you could get comfy in there.
Yeah.
But like
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, you probably could take a nap, but if you were going to study, you also wouldn't be that distracted by the chairs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they were comfortable. They were different. Plenty of seating areas, and they had like regular chairs and tables like you would see in a typical coffee shop by that mirror wall. But then like further in the middle, they also had like those unique looking chairs and even like a little book nook. Like, I don't know if you saw, it was like there was that initial bookcase by the chair that we sat at.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like board games in that bookshelf as well. But like further in the back, there was like this other long seat. Like, you ever see like those therapist scenes in movies and they have that long seat that the person
is like
receiving the therapies? They had one of those and like these other chairs around a little coffee table. And then there was like 2 bookshelves in the corner. And it was like super nice. Like, it just looked so comforting to sit in and either do homework or straight up just like chill with some buddies and like drink coffee, And they had more than just coffee too, but that's
we only got coffee.
Exactly.
The coffee itself also, it was good.
Yes.
It was so good we got it twice.
Yeah,
technically.
You're right, because we had it that day before. Yeah. You're right.
And that's how you know. We didn't even see the place yet. And it was just that good.
Yeah, the coffee was great. And I mean, I get the same thing everywhere. It's an iced vanilla latte. First time around, I always get iced vanilla latte. And then if we happen to go more often, which these far out places, typically it's like a one-off thing, or if you really enjoy it and we happen to be there again, like Austin, I think we've tried one of the places a second time. Like, I've had Joe coffee multiple times.
I've only had that once though. We had another coffee place. We've had two, well now 3 other coffee places, but just us.
Yeah. I don't remember per se, but basically
they were on South Congress.
Yeah. Most of the places that we hit up multiple times are here in town. It's like a lot of these places that we hit up that aren't here in town, it's like a one-time thing unless we happen to be there again. Mm-hmm. But no, this place was an absolute vibe. I messed with it. For the specific location, I know I said the coast, but it is, let's see, and I'll put the address in the show notes, like I said before, but 802 East Main Street, Rockport, Texas. Definitely should hit them up because they were really good.
I also remember, like, the outside setting, it was like right near a church.
It was.
Because I remember thinking they placed it in a really good spot. Because there's this like stereotypical idea that like Christian girls, they always get coffee, right? Me being one of those, I thought it was funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it was a vibe.
Because it was literally like across the street, not like a main street, which is interesting because that's the name of the location. Yeah. But it was like a cul-de-sac street. Like they were literally right next to each other, and I was like, how convenient. If I lived here, I probably would get it every day before or after church. So
it was really good. I mean, Rockport itself is a very small coastal town, but it was nice. Like when we've gone to Rockport, it didn't seem like there was much out there, and so this was a nice little find. It wasn't quite. It was kind of hidden. Like you did have to drive to get to it. It wasn't just like in like downtown Rockport, but it It was really nice. I liked it. Honestly, one of my favorites. One of my favorite visits that we've had.
Definitely, especially because at the coast we can never find a lot of coffee places.
Yeah.
So it was really nice.
Yeah. Like South Padre, Rockport per se. Like Corpus Christi, there was a ton.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I
and
meant like the smaller locations we've gone
Yeah.
to.
But on the topic of the coast, we can definitely get into our second place that we went to. It's called the Coffee Mugg. Mugg spelled with 2 G's. This one was very unique. And let me see. I don't remember the Coffee Mugg. Got it pulled up right here. So this place is located Morgan Avenue, or 1112 Morgan Avenue, Corpus Christi, Texas. Now, we went on a day trip to Corpus Christi because we went to see Lexington, and then we hit this place up, which on first look, you're kind of like, what exactly is the vibe here? Like, it had that vintage feel. But then as you looked deeper and more closely at the images, and especially when you walk in, you immediately see like, oh, this is Harry Potter themed. And you even see in the logo as well, there's like the lightning bolt that goes through Harry's forehead or whatever. Like that was incorporated into their logo. And it was very timely too, because we had just recently watched all of the Harry Potter movies during the summer. And then we go there and it's like, wow, it's crazy. Like we actually know all these references now.
I feel like after we watched all the movies, we were just hearing about Harry Potter all the time.
Yeah. And it was cool to like understand those references now too, like after years. Like,
yeah, I feel like if we wouldn't have watched it and gone, be like, oh, this is really cool. But wouldn't have gotten like any little hints in there.
We would not have appreciated, I think, the amount of work that went into the decorating of this place. It was a very cute little shop, and you don't have to be a Harry Potter fan, I think, to enjoy the atmosphere of it. But it was in itself something that I think Harry Potter fans would very much appreciate, and the coffee itself was good. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. Do you want to kind of talk to the atmosphere of it? What exactly did it look like walking in, if you can remember?
So something that stuck out to me was that the main entrance, there was only one, right?
Yeah, it was just,
or was it two?
It was just the one that you walk into right there.
Okay, see, I'm getting confused if there was two, because it was kind of split off into two sections.
The other door was blocked off.
Oh, okay. See, so anyways, we walk in, right? And I think, oh, it's just this little like entry and this little like chair on the side. Or it was kind of a couch with a chair and then a table. And then they had like a Harry Potter board game and all these Harry Potter things everywhere, right? And so I automatically saw that and was like, wow, this is so crazy. Even the menu, I think, was dedicated towards like Harry Potter.
The menu was Harry Potter themed, which was, we did not order any of the Harry Potter drinks. We again just got iced vanilla lattes, but it was Harry Potter themed. I'm trying to see if there's a menu.
No, yeah. So anyways, we go in. I think here there's also like a mirror parallel to where the little couch and table is, which was also very comfy to sit on. They also had some books, which I thought was really nice. I always like when coffee shops have books, because I think of it like a place that you would read and relax, but like still be able to get out and have fun, And then so there was a little like walkway kind of and little blockade, so you couldn't really see the other room until you went past the chair and the couch and that little seating area. And then there were more like seats on the other side. Yeah. And I only remember it because I saw it and was like, wow, that's so different. Because usually it's just like one big open area and there's not like sections cut off. But the other area, while it was still dedicated to Harry Potter, I feel like it was a little more open. So like the initial place that you walk, or through the door that we walked in through, it was a little congested. But I think because they were really trying to like show you all the stuff that they had. Yeah. And so I think that's really cool. It didn't feel like claustrophobic or anything, right? Because they had that mirror. Yeah. But I did notice on the other side, it wasn't as decorated, but it was still decorated a good amount.
Yeah. I think it wasn't overly decorated. And you were right. Upon initially walking in, like it seemed a lot smaller, but then it opened up a lot more to the left as you walked in. And over there was a lot bigger seating, and they even had that giant snake that like it was like weaving in and out of the roof.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
I saw that and was like, "What the heck?"
I know, and I was like, I remember that fool. But yeah, no, I pulled up the menu right here. So like one of the drinks is called El Dobi, the half blood latte. And then they have a whole bunch of merch. Like, oh my goodness, a crap ton of merch. Some of this merch looks pretty cool, actually. But La Bruja, Goblin Juice, the Muggle, which is just a regular latte.
We could have
like a
gotten
regular
that.
human, right? The Muggle.
Damn.
A Gin Weasley, a Basic Witch, a Malfoy. Nah, they got it. It's Harry Potter themed, very cute. I really enjoy it. I think an iced vanilla latte, I think they had a name for it.
Yeah, we just didn't know because he said it.
Yeah.
The guy that took our order, but he said
like,
it, and I was like,
he was like, oh you
damn.
mean da, 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 da. And I was like, yes. That was a little overwhelming, I guess. Upon initially walking in, if you don't know Harry Potter,
it's kind of like, what is all this stuff on the walls?
Yeah. And then, but it's very cool, very chill.
I feel like everybody knows of Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's watched it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would just take a little longer to realize, like, oh, it's Harry Potter theme. But you don't, like Julian said, you don't have to watch the movies to even like
to appreciate like what they put into making it look the way it is. It's very nice. I enjoyed it.
Overall, it's a really nice atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger than expected.
Yeah.
And that's nice. You know, because I was like, oh, I hope no one else comes in because we're sitting in the only spot. Right. And then I was like, oh, there's more seating. Never mind.
No, it was chill. And the barista that took our order, he was really nice as well. Is it barista even if it's a dude, or is it baristo?
You know, I was thinking of the same thing when you said it.
Is it barista?
I'm pretty sure it's barista.
I think it's just barista.
I'm pretty sure it's just barista.
It's just a unisex term.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I've watched TikTok videos and they're like, I'm your local Starbucks barista.
And a dude?
It's a guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
We're not true coffee aficionados.
I guess we're not true like Starbucks people.
We drink iced vanilla lattes. People shit on that, so we really aren't. Like, people are like, oh, you drink, you put milk in your coffee.
Your dad, every time he sees us put a drop of milk, he's like, that's not even coffee anymore.
I know.
And I'm like, I barely opened the packet.
Nah, I'll drink black coffee. Like, now I can actually drink it and be like, it's all right, I guess. But I do still prefer a latte. And that's also different. It's not just drip coffee. A latte is espresso with milk.
Yeah. I feel like drip coffee. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of those two guys we watched on YouTube when he was like, Americans don't know real coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, you said drip coffee and that like that video played in my head. But I drink it. I like it.
It's good.
I have a Keurig, and so it doesn't make espresso for iced coffee. It's just regular coffee, like drip coffee.
Yeah.
And honestly, I really like it. I put a little bit of milk, and recently I've been putting honey in there just because we got this like massive thing from Costco, and I'm like, let me use it. Because I was using it in my tea, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not, I haven't even made a dent. I don't want my mom to think she bought this and then not even using it. So I've been putting it in my coffee. It tastes really good. I like hot coffee too, though.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I love the way it smells. I feel like black hot coffee tastes better than black cold coffee.
I'm not a hot coffee person.
Yeah.
I'll drink like warm coffee, maybe if it's cold, but not like scalded. Like, I just can't handle it. Like, I can't. Call me a pussy if you want, but that shit is way too hot, man. That burns my mouth.
No, I like it.
You're like, I like getting burned. Yeah,
no.
With the showers you take. I'll come over and you'll be in the shower, and then you get out and it's like all this steam comes out. I'm like, damn, like all red from how hot the water was.
It's like the door in Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh,
do you remember?
Yeah. That's so funny because on Twitter I've been seeing people post about it. I don't remember like if it's like the anniversary of Wizards of Waverly Place or something, but no,
I didn't know that.
Something like that. I don't remember, but they were tweeting about it, and I was like,
that was my show.
I don't remember that show. Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. I think it's because I grew up with my grandparents and my parents just drinking hot coffee.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously you did too. But I was always at my grandparents' house. And they were always drinking coffee and be like, oh, you want a cookie? Do you want pan dulce with it? And I was like, yeah. And then my other grandma would tell me, no, you can't have coffee. And so it was just like two different vibes, honestly. She was like, you're going to stay short. Update, I did. So it was like, I didn't even drink coffee then. For what reason?
That's great. I don't know if I ever heard that. It would keep you short.
Yeah, my dad told me that. And I think he learned it from her. She only told me it like once, though. And then after that, it was kind of like, oh, I told you. But I don't really remember her drinking coffee. I remember her drinking Big Red. And that's where I got like Chinese food with Big Red. I was like, I need that.
It's crazy. Like, I would just be drinking it. I love Big Red, but I don't drink it all the time. It's usually just if I go to my grandparents or if there's like a function happening, like with my family.
Yeah, I rarely drink soda. I feel like because we drink sparkling water, people are like, oh, I drink soda because it's carbonated, right? And I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I'd never crave soda because I already like get that.
Get that carbonation fix.
Yeah, I also drink coffee. So it's like, I read somewhere you're not supposed to have a lot of sugar. So when we have like coffee from a place, I'm like, oh no. So I just don't drink soda. My dad's also addicted to Coke. Well, at least he used to be. Like the drink, Coca-Cola. I'm sorry, I said that. I was like, wait.
He used to be addicted to Coke. No. He's clean now. He's more on that haram.
No, okay. No, he used to really like drinking the drink.
Yeah.
Coke.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just can't, like, I need it every day, right?
La cocaína.
And so eventually he stopped. Anyways, I saw him get addicted to it and was like, no. So I got addicted to coffee instead. It's a give or take.
Yeah, you'd be drinking it every day. It's crazy.
I know. It's bad.
Yeah.
But not really, because it's just 1 cup a day. It could be worse.
It could be.
I'm trying to make sure I don't get to, like, an excessive amount of coffee.
You drink it like a pot a day.
My mom's boss, she says she only ever sees him drink coffee. He's drinking coffee from morning to night.
That's crazy. That's like so much. You mess up like I forgot what chemical it was, but like that's what coffee does is it blocks this certain chemical, the one that makes you sleepy.
Oh, we learned about that.
Yeah, and it basically like you just keep on building a tolerance to the point where like no matter how much coffee you drink, like it's just like your body is going to keep trying to generate more of that sleepy chemical within your body, and the more coffee you drink, it's like it's going to continue to fight it, and you're just going to have to consume more and more coffee for it to actually work.
Yeah, no, I'm trying not to get to that point.
Yeah.
Ever. So just 1 cup a day, and then if I feel like, man, I'm falling asleep,
yeah,
I drink water, and then I drink sparkling water. Because I'm like, maybe I just want to drink. Like a fun drink.
Could be it, yeah. But
anyways, that was my rant. I don't know how I got there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. But we're here, and we're gonna move on to the next coffee place.
A little closer. Next one on the docket is one that we went to actually very recently. It's in Austin, Texas. Now we've been to a few in Austin. This one was a new one. We went to Austin for my brother's band competition, and it was me, Marisol, and then my parents, and we were out there, and it was honestly chill. We went to this Mexican art museum, or like Mexican American art museum, very cool exhibits, and then afterwards we went to this coffee place. It's called Houndstooth Coffee. Houndstooth, one word. I was like,
Houndstooth. It was like Houndstooth.
You said it right now, and that's what popped in my head
Yeah.
when we were in the Jeep, and you were like, "Oh, there's one right next to us," and you just couldn't pronounce it.
I was fumbling my words bad. It's one word, Houndstooth coffee. Honestly, nothing but good things. Like, it definitely, like, I wish this place was here because it was a vibe, plenty of seating, very open, and they had huge windows, so there was a lot of natural light coming in. Definitely, like, it felt like an Austin coffee shop. I don't know how to explain that. Like, very modern, you know?
Yeah. No, it definitely did feel modern.
It was very nice. Upon initially walking in, it was, like modern, almost like professional sleek. It was connected to like a larger business complex, which I have it pulled up right here on the map. The specific location, it's 401 Congress Avenue in Austin, Texas. And it was connected to, what is this building?
I don't know, but it was big. I remember I saw it and was like, there's a coffee shop in here.
Jive Software is that business building. And Houndstooth is like a tiny little nook on the very first floor, or like street level. And it was really cool. It is honestly hidden. Like, it's like way in the back, like under and in the building. And it was very, very nice. Would definitely study there if we ever had the opportunity to go back.
No, yeah, the seating, massive. When I say you have space, I mean you have a lot of space.
Crazy space, yeah.
Because I've noticed in a lot of coffee shops, the tables are super small. And
tiny.
They have 2 or multiple chairs, right? And I'm like, how am I supposed to do my work with just one other person on here? It's also, I don't like to be confined. You know, it's a little space, so maybe that's why. But no, it was super big. They had so much seating. I think the tables were like this wood, which I thought was nice.
Yes. It was the tables were really nice. It was like a wood finish, real smooth, very nice. Like, it suited the aesthetic of the overall shop very well. And then they had that natural lighting coming in on that big, like, bar table. Like this one right here. I didn't even know this was back here. Look, there's a staircase coming from the basement level. We didn't go to that side.
No, we did not. I thought it was just that little wall there.
But those big windows are coming in, and there's like this bar area that you can sit at that is also, I guess, a railing leading to a lower level.
That's crazy, because you see, like, in the back where there's that little table.
Yeah.
That's where I had to get the lids and straws from.
And
I didn't even look over there.
Insane.
To be fair, though, your dad was in the way. Not like in the way, but not in the way, but he was in front of me on that side because he was getting napkins, and yeah.
Nah, it looked like it's a vibe
Maybe he
in there.
saw it. No, yeah, that's crazy. It looks super nice. It looks like a bar.
Very nice. And like, this is how they describe themselves, like on their Google Maps description. It says contemporary cafe serving select coffees, teas, wines, craft beer, and pastries in a chill setting.
I had no idea they sold alcohol.
You didn't see it?
No.
Yeah, they had it like right there.
I'll be honest, I was so tired.
They had it in the fridge. I don't know if they have it.
I thought it was sparkling water.
They had sparkling water as well.
Okay. Maybe that's just what I saw.
So they were serving craft beers too. Was it like on tap, or I don't really remember that, but I know I saw the beer and like wine in like this fridge, and I was like, interesting.
No, well, because your dad ordered.
Yeah.
So I didn't even really look at the menu. He was just like, what do y'all normally get?
Yeah.
And I was like, ice vanilla lattes.
And I was in the restaurant.
And yeah, and I was like, oh, but he needs an alternative milk. And he was like, what is it? And I was like, almond milk. And he was like, oat. And I was like, bro. But he was just playing. And I was like, no, he hates oat milk. Just anything other than that.
I don't know if I hate it, but I definitely don't prefer it.
It's crazy because I love it. So our taste buds are definitely different.
They are.
But no, and then I was listening to like make sure, because the register was right next to where our table was kind of. And so I was listening and I was like, almond, right? Because I know he was just making a joke, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh no, what if he actually says oat
Yeah,
milk?
yeah.
And I was like, no. And then mine, I got regular milk.
Yeah. No, the lattes were very good. But before we even talk about the lattes that we got, because I mentioned that I was in the restroom, I don't go to the restroom at every shop, but this one again, very nice restroom. It was contemporary, as they describe it, very modern, sleek restroom. It wasn't as homey as Main Street Coffee House in Rockport, but it was still very nice, very clean, so I can appreciate that.
I'm gonna be honest. Maybe there were 2 restrooms, but I was not getting the same vibe.
Really?
Yeah, like it just
it
just looked like a regular restroom.
Yeah.
Like it reminded me of an airport restroom.
I mean, it was a regular restroom, yeah, but it was.
You made it sound so nice,
my
though.
bad. Look, it was clean and I liked it.
Okay, yes, it
But,
was.
like,
It was clean, but like the way
mean-
you were describing it when you said modern, I don't know why I pictured like black, like not the countertops, but the cabinets, and it was just like, I think they were black, but it was like an off black.
It was a nice restroom.
It was a nice restroom.
Like, I felt comfortable dropping trow and doing my business,
No,
you know?
there was just no need to describe that.
You know what I mean? Like, there's places where, like, you know, if you gotta go, you gotta go, but you're not gonna have a good time doing it. Like, I was sitting there and I was chill. It's like another thing too and this is, you know, businesses. If you're listening, coffee places don't have such a high toilet, because I don't want to be I don't want my feet to be hovering when I'm trying to take a shit. All right, and I really appreciate when the toilet is like just tall enough where I can have my feet on the ground, heels planted. So that way I can I'm not going to get too into detail, but anyways, like, so that way it's a comfortable, you know, experience. I've been to restrooms, not specifically at coffee places, but just like I've been to places where the restrooms,
Like in general.
yeah, and the toilet is just so high. My feet are hovering and I feel like a kid, and then I just can't like poop comfortably because my feet are hanging off of this toilet. So now it's dragging me down, and so my pursuit angle of it coming out of my intestine, out of my colon, like it's not good, you know? Cheeks are too clenched. Like, there's just a lot of negative factors that come with a very high toilet. So this place did not have a high toilet, and I think that's why I really liked it as well.
Okay. No, it was clean. I just don't notice restrooms unless they're like
really dirty or really nice.
Yeah. So to me, it was just like a normal restroom. So that's
right.
why I was like,
My bad.
man, we must have gone to like 2 different, 2 different ones. Because I couldn't remember. It wasn't like stalls. It was like those ones where they're individual.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, were there 2? Anyways.
I don't think so.
No, it was clean.
Yes.
I will admit that. Yes.
But moving on from the restroom.
I was gonna say something else.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I remember now.
What was
so when you were describing what you would like out of a restroom and the reasons why, I was thinking, I wonder what people who are like first listening to our podcast are thinking right now.
Oh.
Because you're just like describing, you're like, you know, my colon. And I'm like, man, we're getting into
I'm not
detail.
describing my colon. I'm just mentioning.
No, I know.
My colon is a primary functioning organ in the process of excreting shit out of my body.
I know, and everybody does it. But I'm just saying, like, you're just so comfortable.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I was just thinking.
We've built a family here.
I know, but I'm thinking of the people that are barely starting to listen to like our podcast, and they're like, what the heck? Like, I thought we were going to be talking about coffee.
I mean, hey, it comes with the territory depending on how much coffee you be drinking. Sometimes that first sip it just goes straight to the colon. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my
gosh, when we first started drinking coffee,
we just had no tolerance for it.
No, not we. You would drink a sip in the car and be like, oh my God.
All right.
I gotta go.
All right. I will admit that, yeah, it was like I took a sip and it was immediately, but I always got like just whole milk with it too.
That is probably also why.
It's a very key factor there. Just can't handle whole milk. Can't even handle 2%. I've talked about this in the past. I won't get into it. But
Anyways, lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant. Moving on from the restrooms, this place had very good lattes. I also appreciated the fact that they had the very small size that most coffee places don't carry, which is the 12-ounce variety. Usually the smallest is a 16-ounce, which is like a grande at Starbucks for reference. And I don't mind the 16-ounce. Like, that's usually what I'll get. But sometimes it's like I want coffee, but not a lot. And the little 12-ounce variety is just enough. Very nice.
No, yeah. Sometimes I definitely just want like a sip, you know, and to be in the atmosphere. But then I drink the whole thing because I'm like, damn, this is so good.
Yeah.
But initially I go in thinking I'm not going to have a lot.
No, this place was nice. They had, I think it was like, they had a 12, 16, and then a 20. I like places that have all three of those sizes because you never know like what you're wanting that day, you know. I like when we go and study, I like to get the bigger size because we're going to be there for a minute. But if we're just going to get it, I like the 16-ounce size. But if like we're going to get it, but I know we're going to eat soon, or maybe I'm like, like I'm feeling it, but I don't want like a lot of coffee. I just kind of want to chill. I'll get the 12-ounce, you know?
Yeah.
Different emotions that go into choosing a size of coffee.
No. I get it. I'm thinking of when we went to Merritt this recent time and I asked for a matcha. And I'm used to matchas being like small, right?
Yeah.
And so I sat down and then you like came with the drinks and you placed it in front of me. And I was like, damn, this thing is massive. Anyways, it makes sense now because we were going there to study.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what you were thinking.
Yeah, that's like what runs through my head. But moving on from Houndstooth coffee. We're going to get into the two here in town. One is a little further from where we live, and others closer. The first one that we're going to talk about is Coffee Crush. This one was recommended to us, I think. Was it recommended to us by a friend, or did you just find it on Instagram?
No, yeah, it was recommended by Annalisa.
That's right. She recommended it to us. Very chill. I liked it. The only thing for me was just how far it was from where we lived.
Yeah, for some reason on the map, even though it said like the time to get over there, I guess it wasn't taking into account traffic. And so it took us like an hour to get over there. When like on the map initially, like when you're like picking it to see like, oh, like what's the distance, right? It was only 30 minutes. So
it took a minute. I think it was like unexpected traffic, and that's why.
Yeah. And so I guess on a normal day that isn't too busy, it would probably take less time. But we usually go at like times that are busy, so. Yeah,
we did go at a busy time, I do recall. And I thought, like, upon initially walking in, the vibes were there. There's big open windows in the front of the shop, so there's a lot of natural light coming in, and it was very bright, like, in the shop, like the colors. There wasn't very dark colors, so the atmosphere was very bright, joyful. I felt happy walking into there. And, you know, I think when a coffee shop especially can nail that, it was very good. Very open concept as well. Like, there was a lot of 2-person seating throughout the shop. Pretty much only 2-person seating throughout the shop. And it was kind of like one's in the middle, one's along the wall. And then upon walking in, they had the coffee bar in the back with this very unique set of lights on the top of the ceiling.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, like, once you walk in and you see all the lights, it was just nice.
No, it was really, really cool. And we only got coffee from there, but they had a huge, like, pastry selection and a very large menu with, like, lunch items as well. But the shop itself was very nice, very comfortable. And we didn't go to study on this particular time. We just went to try it out. But I wouldn't mind going to study there. Just probably go like during like work and school hours when we're off. Like, I know sometimes on Mondays we're not doing anything like during the day. So that'd probably be like the optimal time to go, because it would be less busy at the shop, but then also it'd be less busy on the roads. So you could get there in like, 20 minutes, 25, and, just chill and study.
No, yeah. I felt like we could study there, and we tried it out first to see like if we would like the atmosphere of studying there, which I think was very good on our part. Because I feel like if we would have gone and like, oh, we're gonna study, and gotten there like an hour after, I probably would have been too tired.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, we know now that if we're actually going to go there and study, we know we'd enjoy it, but like we would have to go at a decent time, because shit, taking an hour to get to a place just to study, like, it's not the vibe. It's just too long of a drive. By the time you get there, you're hella tired, you know, and then you know that you got this long drive back home, and it's just like, nah.
Yeah, but I definitely feel like just going, if we're in that area.
Exactly.
You know? But if you're in that area, it's a good place to study.
Yeah, if you're in that, check it out, because it's very nice.
Yeah, and I remember, this is funny, because the lady that gave me the coffee was super nice. Because I think you were, like, editing the picture, or, like, looking at the pictures to post them. And I went, and she only spoke Spanish, and she asked me, like, how to say something, and I was like, yeah, that's right. She was like, okay, thank you.
Oh,
I just thought it was so cute. And she called me Mija. And I was like, okay, yeah.
The baristas were very nice.
I said, I'll come back.
Just for that.
Yeah.
Something about being called like Mija, Mijo is just like, it's a different feeling. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, she was really nice. And she looked so happy. And I was like, oh.
No, it was a very nice place. And I look forward to going back again. We had a very brief experience with it, because it was very much like an in and out. We didn't have the opportunity to stay and I think be in the moment at that shop. So I definitely want to go back and check them out.
Yeah, but our time there was very nice. Again, it was open because I think the main door, the windows were surrounding it. So natural light was also coming in, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Anything that has natural lighting or any place, I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's the spot.
Exactly. And for reference, Coffee Crush is located at 18010 Boulevard Road, San Antonio, Texas. So definitely check him out. They got decent hours too, 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. I like places that stay open like 3 p.m. and later. Like
Me too.
I understand the concept of like a coffee place being like a breakfast brunch sort of thing, so they wouldn't want to stay open late. But I do like places that are open late, like Merit Coffee, for example, because late night study, it's a vibe.
Yeah, and they're right next to Incarnate Word, which is why I feel like they do stay open later.
Probably.
And I wish other places by St. Mary's, even UTSA, because we've been over there a few times to study, would stay open later.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely do appreciate places that do that, but I do understand places that don't do that, you know. And I think it creates more of an incentive, like a damn, like we got to really make it out there.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you really like the place, you know. It's just it makes people want to get up and like get out there and do something, starting your day with the coffee that you know this place is going to close early, so like I got to get out there, got to get that.
No, I definitely understand why they close earlier. I just wish more places like stayed open a little later.
Yeah, some of our favorites we wish stayed open later. But very solid place. But we can get into our last coffee shop of the day. And this one again is located in San Antonio, a little closer to where we live, and very cute. Not what we expected. We thought it was going to be like a walk-in place, but if y'all have been to Dutch Bros, it's very reminiscent of their style of coffee shop, meaning drive-through only, and it's its own little building, and it has like the two sides that you can go through for the drive-through. It's called Red Runner Coffee. It's located at 10619 Culebra Road, San Antonio, Texas. They were really good, honestly. I really enjoyed them. The baristas were super nice. They had some unique coffee selections, and they were really quick. Very, very reminiscent of Starbucks, or not Starbucks, of Dutch Bros, like both in the personality of the baristas and also the quickness in which they got the coffees out. And granted, we just got lattes, so it's a pretty easy thing. It's not like we got this big order with like whipped cream and shit, but like it, you know, it was really good. I really enjoyed them. Like, do you remember showing up? We've been to them a couple times now at this point.
Yeah, no, I definitely remember the first time we went. Because I was thinking that, we were going to be able to, like, sit in there, you know, because my friend Shannon is the one who actually told me about it.
Shout out to Shannon.
Yes, shout out to Shannon. And I love her. But anyways, she mentioned it.
Yeah.
Because her and her boyfriend went there. And they know, like, we drink coffee all the time, right? Because I'm always posting about it. Or at least I was always posting about it. when I was on social media.
Yeah, I know.
Rip.
A little social media cleanse over here.
Not really, not really because I wanted to, but school, yeah, she's taking up a lot more time than
Couldn't allow for distraction.
I didn't realize. Now I'm like, man, I don't got anything to do. Let me study.
Damn.
Anyways, so she's the one who told us about it and said it was really good. She couldn't remember what it was called. She was just like Runner Coffee. And I looked it up and she said like the street it was on. And I was like, this one? She was like, yeah, that's it. She said it was good. I went thinking it was going to be good. It came out even better than I was expecting. Because I really didn't know what to expect. And I don't know like what Shannon considers good in coffee, right? I know she just likes coffee. But I don't like ask people like, oh, you like bitter coffee, sweet coffee? I don't know.
What's their palate? Do they drink lattes?
Yeah, so like I don't know, right? Yeah. But yeah, it was really nice, really fast. I was a little confused when we drove in because I was like, where does it start? Yeah,
and it had like that. So different from Dutch Bros, but similar to Cajun Coffee Shack, another place that we really love here in town. They had where it's drive-through only, but you can come in on either side of the building, and so they had that drive-through system. And so I think it's quicker. It's a very efficient system when there's a lot of people, but it was like only us rolling up, so it was kind of like, wait, where do we go?
Yeah. So we were a little confused there for a second. But overall, really good. I liked it. I remember the drinks were super big, like bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah, because I don't think they didn't put it as like ounces. It was like small, medium, large, and I was like,
yeah. So when I thought of a medium, I thought of
it was a 16 ounce.
Yeah, but it was
a Dutch Bros medium, which is like a fucking not even 20 ounce. It's like way bigger than 20 ounce.
It's massive.
It's like 24 ounces.
So anyways, when we grabbed it, I was like, what the heck?
Damn.
This thing is a massive.
Yeah.
Definitely, though, really good. Y'all should check it out if you're in the area. I don't know if they have any, like, anywhere else.
Like if they're franchised.
Yeah. Or if they're just in San Antonio because of UTSA. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but Red Runner Coffee off of Culebra Road. Very, very good.
And fast.
Quick.
Yes.
And I love that. I appreciate that.
And it's funny because you used to work near there. And we went like to your job, or I went to your job with like my family a few times.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know, we were there, and I was like, oh, let's go see Julian, right?
Yeah, it's great. I wonder if it had always been there, if it's like new.
Yeah.
We weren't really into coffee though when I worked at HEB though. That's the thing.
Yeah, we didn't get into it until like the end of freshman year. Yeah. No, the beginning of freshman year.
Man, was I working? Yeah.
You were still working, right?
I was at HEB, yeah. And I was kind of getting into coffee. I wasn't like too crazy into it, but I do remember because there'd be like really late nights or really early mornings, and I'd get those Starbucks Frappuccino things in the glass bottles. And like I never used to do that, but I'd be low-key fiending for it sometimes. I'm like, I'm gonna have one, fuck it. You know, like it's a closing shift or whatever, you know, or it's an opening shift. And it's not like those were long shifts, but sometimes it was, especially during COVID, man. Those shifts were long because motherfuckers were just assholes. Again, I've gotten into that in a previous episode, so you can listen back to find my 2 cents on that. But it's very, very chill. I love Red Runner Coffee. I loved all the places that we talked about. Honestly, today's episode was a vibe, and I enjoyed looking back down memory lane and kind of reliving the experience of first initially walking into those coffee shops. And that's something that I love about walking into a new coffee shop or pulling up to a new coffee shop if it's drive-through only, is the experience of interacting with all of the very incredibly nice baristas, as well as drinking their amazing coffee and experiencing the atmosphere that they've set up for their customers. I've had nothing but good experiences, I think, for Cap. We've had one, like, the vibes were nice, but the coffee was bad. And you know what I'm talking about.
No, we're not going to.
Here in town.
We're not going to talk about them again because we talked about them in the first one. And maybe it was just a bad pot or a bad,
it could have been a bad batch.
Okay.
But they were nice. It was dead ass just the coffee that was not good. They were
nice, and it was nice in there.
Yes.
They had cute stickers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was sad.
Very sad. Really.
But
yeah, but
maybe we gotta try them again.
I know. But that's none of these places that we talked about today. Great coffee, great people, great atmosphere.
And great restrooms.
Great restrooms. Loved those restrooms. But yeah, I think we can call it there because this is a pretty long episode.
You know, it kind of feels like it, but also doesn't.
I think it's because we were just so passionate about what it was we were talking about.
I know, but sometimes, like, even if we're passionate, I'm like, damn. Because I have my watch, but I didn't know, like, when we started. So I was like, oh, it's been like 5 minutes. I don't know. It felt like 20 minutes to me.
Nah, it's been a minute. It's almost an hour at this point.
Oh my gosh. We will let y'all go.
Yeah, but thank y'all for listening. We're going to close out the episode because we're going to watch the finale of She-Hulk and just kind of chill, drink some sparkling water. Should be a nice time.
Yeah. Also, when you're listening to this, maybe if you listen to it on the day of, I will be doing my final for my law class.
Hey.
So wish me luck.
Let's go.
Because I have to give a case to a judge.
Yeah, she's going to kill it. Shout out. Y'all wish her luck. Pray for her. Whatever it is. Send her good vibes.
I'm just asking because I'm super nervous.
She's going to kill it. She's going to kill it. You're going to kill it, babe. But with all that said, let's close out the episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the podcast once again and for staying to the end of the episode. If you're on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below some coffee shops that you'd like us to check out, no matter where you are. If you happen to be on the opposite end of the world, if we happen to be there, we will check it out. But
oh my goodness.
What?
Speaking of opposite sides of the world, I looked at our analytics and y'all are from everywhere. Like, even if it's just like one person listening, hello. Thank you for listening. That's all I wanted to say. I saw it the other day and I was like, oh my God.
Nah, yeah. Thank y'all so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Be sure to follow us on our socials at Live with Jam Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Unfortunately, for the 5 people that liked our Facebook page, we will be shutting down that Facebook page just because we do not have a very large demographic on Facebook, and it just doesn't seem like a worthy place to pour resources into. So we're only going to be focusing on Instagram and Twitter, so be sure to follow us on those 2 accounts to stay updated on what's happening with the podcast and to see the coffee places that we've been going to. We started posting places that we've gone, trying to up our picture game. Let us know what you think. But with all that said, thank y'all again for listening, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.